Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing the Midyear Book Freakout Tag, and while I do that I am going to set up this cute little shelf that I found. I will be making another video where I go into more detail of where I got all these little things, but right now we're going to focus on the books. Hello and welcome. I am doing the Midyear Book Freakout Tag, and I know this is supposed to be right in the middle of the year, but it's almost the end of July. I still wanted to go ahead and do it because this is one of my favorite videos to watch from other creators here on booktube, and it's just a great way to see how everybody's doing in their reading and to see what their favorite maybe author or book is, and then add it to my own TBR. So the first question or prompt is, what is your favorite book so far for this year? And I have a couple of books, and the reason I have a couple is because they've impacted me in different ways, and it's kind of hard to pick one favorite when I have read so many good books so far this year. If we talk about romance, A Lady for a Duke is, wow, it was incredible. I really liked it. It had all of the elements of romance that I wanted in the book, that I didn't even know I wanted in a book, in a relationship. So I love that book. It was incredible. I'm still thinking about it. It's going to make it to my top 10 at the end of the year, no matter what. I also have this book, A Lady for a Duke, is by Alexis Hall, by the way. Incredible. Historical romance. If you're interested in a queer historical romance, I highly recommend it. The next book that I would consider a favorite would be Las Malas by Camila Sosa Villada, or Bad Girls in English. This is some sort of autobiography by the author, but it's done in a very unique way. She had a very hard life, her journey becoming a trans woman and then having to rely on sex work, and just the dangers that she had to go through, put in her life, in danger every single day to have a place to live and food to eat. But not only that, also becoming who she really was in this world. It's just very powerful. She also has a TED Talk, wonderful TED Talk, that I recommend that if you read the book, then I would recommend you also watch her TED Talk, because she also talks about her journey in her TED Talk, and it's amazing. Very powerful story. I do recommend that you read the content warnings. There's many. One of the things that she talks about is the violence against trans women, and especially women that have to rely on becoming sex workers, and the dangers that they have to go through. Very powerful. This author is from Argentina, so I highly recommend, if you can read it in Spanish. It's incredible. So the last book I'm going to talk about is Page Boy by Elliot Page, and this is a memoir. This was a very powerful memoir. I do recommend, once again, read the content warnings, because there's plenty, but I think he offers a very unique point of view, because on top of his struggles of transitioning to a man, he also gives us a specific point of view, coming from being an actor and being in the spotlight all the time. And I didn't know that he was an actor from such a young age, and just everything that comes along with that. On top of the pressure on trying to figure out who you are and how do you want people to perceive you, you also have the pressure from being in the spotlight all the time. So I definitely recommend this one, another powerful read. And I do want to talk about more lengthy about this book. I do just have to find the time to make a specific video, because I think there's just a couple of things that hit me really hard as a parent. So hopefully that'll be in the future. If you can hear my air conditioning, I do apologize, but it's hot. It's July and it is hot. We need air conditioning. So second prompt, and the prompt number 2 is best sequel so far. So this prompt for the best sequel, I have a book by Kimberly Lemming, and it is called That Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion at a Werewolf. Long title, wonderful romance book. It's incredible. I really enjoyed my time. It's one of those books that I enjoyed the plot. Maybe it's not such an intense plot, but I enjoy the plot of the series that so far, and I love the characters, and it's making me laugh. I like the romance. I like where it's just like I love everything about it, and it's one of those, I feel so good reading these books because it has a little bit of everything. The next prompt is new release that you need to get to. I need to get to still Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I'm really excited to read something else by R.F. Kuang, so I will be reading that one soon, hopefully. The other one that I still have to read also is El Viento Conoce Mi Nombre by Isabel Allende, or The Wind Knows My Name. Those two I really need to get to, because I am just determined to read anything about Isabel Allende and determined to read more from R.F. Kuang. Okay, so the next prompt is new release for the second half of the year that you are excited about, and I have Full Moon Over Freedom by Angelina M. Lopez. This is the second book in her series, and this is a second chance romance. Very excited. I read the first book last year and I really enjoyed it, so this time I think it's one of the other sisters in the family, but yeah, it's the second book and I'm really excited about it, and this is supposed to come out in September. So for now, the next prompt is biggest disappointment, and for me it was Twisted Love by Anna Huang, and this was just not the romance for me. It was awful. The characters were not, especially the guy, he was just a little too much. It was just toxic. This is a toxic relationship, and I didn't believe anything of it. Like, I don't know, there was just nothing solid about this, and I kept seeing red flags all over. And when I have read, such good romances like from Alexis Hall and Kimberly Lemming and Angelina M. Lopez, like, what? No, Katie Robert, all of them have done it so much better, and I'm reading this and I'm like, where is the romance? Where is the excitement about, like, all I keep seeing was red flags with these guys. And the ending, why? I just want to know why he did the whole singing thing. It made no sense. Alright, so for biggest surprise, which is the next prompt, I have The Hard Particle by Helen Wong. I had heard so many things about this series. This is the third book in the series, and I kept hearing, that it was so good, and I really was just looking for another romance to read. And when I got to this one, it blew my mind. It's a really good one. Not only the romance, but also like all of the other components to the story. But the other big surprise that blew my mind is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Wow, it was incredible. I have a whole video on specifically this book because it was incredible. I loved it. I need to read more T. Kingfisher, and I know I have Nettle and Bone in my TBR. So, oof, that was a good one. It's kind of like paranormal, kind of. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe this book, but it blew my mind. All right, the next prompt is new favorite author, and I have several, and these are just authors that I have read more than one book from them, and I just fell in love with the writing, fell in love with their stories. So it's either that I have gone back and read more from the author, or that I have more books in my TBR to read as soon as I can. So first of all, we have Kimberly Lemming, which I've talked about, Alexis Hall, which I've talked about as well, and then next I have Anna Marie McLemore. I've read Self-Made Boys, a Great Gatsby remix, and I'm definitely going to be reading more from this author. The last one that I'll say, and we can move on, is Angie Cruz, and I've read How Not to Drown in a Glass of Water. Excellent book, and I have other books by this author that I want to get to as soon as possible. So those are new favorites. Okay, the next prompt is fictional crush, and for all of those of you who don't get fictional crushes, because that's what I keep hearing all the time, I'm very happy for you. But yes, I do have a fictional crush, and it's from That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming. And Fallon, this demon, he has my whole heart, and I'm okay with that. He has my whole heart. He can do whatever he wants with it. And it was just one of those situations where it was the perfect romance banter between these two people, and I just wanted them to be together. I didn't know who I was more in love with, Cinnamon or Fallon, and it was just like so satisfying to see them work everything out and be together. And then when we get to the second book, it's just, this is spoilery, I am so sorry, but going into another spoiler, the fact that this demon, dragon, whatever you want to call it, is using birth control. Big spoiler, sorry, but wow, it just blew my mind. It's incredible. It's just what I needed at that time. Alright, favorite character. My favorite character, I think it's Peggy from Something Spectacular. And I think she's my favorite because she's determined. She knows what she wants. And she's not afraid to be who she is in front of everybody, you know, like, and she's not afraid to express herself in every single way. And I love that she has such a supportive family, which is, you know, like part of the why she is who she is because she has people around her that support her for who she is. So I just fell in love with this character, and I really liked it. Yes, it's another Alexis Hall. Again, I've been reading a lot of Alexis Hall this year, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. Alright, so the next prompt is books that made me cry, and I am a crier. I do cry with most of the books that I read, but these are the ones that made me cry quite a lot. So first I want to talk about Our Missing Hearts by Celeste Ng. Incredible story that made me sob, and it's just worth the read. I also want to mention How Not to Drown in a Glass of Water by Angie Cruz. Incredible story. Oh, it's just thinking about it right now also makes me cry, and it that's another story that makes you think a lot of things that you do as a mother. You know, when you have kids, the things that it makes you kind of reconsider the way that you might be communicating with kids. At least that's how I have perceived it, and I've been learning a lot um, about how to just simply the things that you say to your kids and how those things might impact you, and just stopping that generational trauma carry along to the next generation. Let's see. Pet by Ikweke Messi. Oh my god, yes, made me cry. Made me cry in anger though, which we should have a prompt for books that made me angry, because definitely Pet would be one that made me so angry, and I was crying because I was so angry. Another incredible read. And lastly, I have The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. Oh, it made me cry. There's a lot more than just a romance in this book, so it's definitely one that I was sobbing. And but yeah, those are just a few. Now, books that made me happy, and I have to say, anything Kimberly Lemming makes me so happy to read. Also, anything Alexis Hall is one of those authors that I'm just laughing out loud at while I'm reading these books. So, if you want a good laugh, I definitely recommend these. So, as you can see, I'm doing like a little fairy garden here, and I have a little help from my daughter, but the next prompt is most beautiful book you bought or received. And I have two. We Deserve Monuments by Jess Hammonds, and I'm going to show you an image. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful cover, and it inspired me to do this spread in my reading journal. But wow, what a cover. And then I also have The Name Bearer, another by Natalia Hernandez, another great book cover. It's just beautiful to look at. I just love it. So the last prompt is to show you the books that I still need to read before the end of the year. And instead of putting images, I'm just going to show you real quick from my little cart here. I have The Name Bearer by Natalia Hernandez. I think I've started this. I'm in chapter 7, I think. But these are some of the other ones I have. I have R.F. Kuang, Yellow Face, Emotional Labor by Rose. Is it Hartman? I'm doing a reread of this one. These by Kimmer, I don't know when I'm gonna get to it. I don't think I'm gonna do it this year. I do want to get to Winners by Frederick Backman. These we're gonna ignore. I do want to get to Mouse, and it should be a short read because they're graphic novels, but of course. Then I do want to get to my reread of The City We Became. I do want to read Go Tell the Bees That I'm Gone by Diana Gabaldon, which is book 9 in the Outlander series. Not this one. I do want to get to reread Holopox by Jessica Townsend, but it hasn't. We haven't gotten to that one yet. This one I already read, so let's ignore it for a little bit. I want to get to In Other Words very, very soon. This one, yes. Ooh, if I can get it. Certain Dark Things by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I definitely need to get to this one. I've already read Pet, but of course I needed my own physical copy. La Isla Bajo el Mar by Isabel Allende. Oh, I need to get to more Isabel Allende. This one, You Sound Like a White Girl by Julissa Arce. Oh, need to get to that one right now. These are for my kids, so we're going to ignore that. Then I have Heart of the Sun Warrior by Su Lin Tan. This is book 2, the end of the duology for Daughter of the Moon Goddess. The 1619 project. Need to get to that one. Lies My Teacher Told Me. And then I have book 2 of Witchlings. I am seriously thinking about doing a reread of the first book and then reading this one. Look at that beautiful cover. This is another beautiful cover that should have gone in that other prompt, but oh well. Lastly, and this is a little more urgent because it's a library book, but I need to get to volume, I think this is volumes 4, 5, and 6 of Orange, but I still need to get to. So that is the mid-year book freakout tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any questions about the books that I've mentioned during this video, or just if you have read the books and you would like to talk about them in the comments, please feel free to do so. I will have the original video or the creator of this tag linked in the description box below if you would like to check them out, and just check everybody else out, because this is a great way to get really nice recs from people and to see what everyone is reading. But for me, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Woohoo! And then let's show them the door. Wait, I want to give them a tour. I want to do a tour, Mom.